in my generation, when I was a kid, and I did my homework, I would actually have a typewriter machine. And what some of you might not remember this or didn't have that experience, but as you were typing, if you were typing too fast, that would actually jam, the heads will actually jam against each other. And it was pretty difficult situation when you're writing a paper and you were a bit of stress. Now that is part of the reason why the ASERTY and the QWERTY keyboard exists in the first place, actually. That's one of the theories of it, to stop those heads from jamming, because it was ergonomically, the way that the typewriter was built was so that you could type as fast as possible. Some say it's actually, the QWERTY is actually to slow you down so you don't type so fast, so that in the so typewriters wouldn't jam all the time. Now when they brought the computer, they kept that, because people were used to typing that way, and that's how, and we're now stuck into the ASERTY and the QWERTY keyboard, and often when we have a problem, I've used many different ones. When I grew up using ASERTY, and at some point had to change, and it's just a matter of getting used to it. But the truth is that it wasn't anything about language or making your life easier in typing. It was simply usability and ergonomics of the way it was applied. Now, the next generation, how is this generation today looking at a computer? What is a computer for them? The way they see a computer is they do a lot of things on the web. And it's basically, a computer is basically a web page. And that's the way they go to the web. And you look at the new devices that are coming up, the iPad and all the different devices, is mainly because people see a lot of things they do on the web, and they grew up that way. So it's interesting to see that generation will probably see it that way and see a computer that way. Now the last generation, and this is a very interesting anecdote from a magazine I read, which is a girl. It's a girl she's 12 years old. They live it's a family, and they eventually they're all techies, and they have all computers and gizmos and televisions and you name it. And one day they've noticed that the girl actually went online and subscribed to the Vogue magazine. And they've never had a magazine subscription. And she would actually get really excited about the Vogue magazine coming home. And this 12-year-old girl of today would actually tear the newspaper apart. But she started to do something that the parents were a bit puzzled, is she grabbed the paper and stickers, and she started putting stickers on every page. And she was basically adding post-its to it and trying to classify the magazine. She was a bit frustrated in that process, because it wasn't as possible to do that. And the parents were a bit puzzled what she was doing, and one of them said, "I think she's building a computer." You know, because the way she saw a magazine and what she was doing. So that's just an anecdote of saying how things are evolving, how the way we see things change.